Hi, Nina. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Hi, Jessica. Hello, hello from Brno, Czech Republic. I'm fantastic because it's Friday and I'm super excited about our convo. So let's
Yeah,
get
me
it on.
too. Thank you so much. What a beautiful energy. Before we dive in, can you tell us a bit more about you, what you do, what is your business about?
Absolutely. So, hi, my name's Nina. I am from the second largest city in the Czech Republic, about 500,000 people, and I have been a freelancer teaching English, mainly to adults, for the past 18 years. I have a small school here in the center of Brno. It's called Nina English, and I focus mainly on women. And in the past couple of years, I've also started helping other teachers, other freelancing, mainly women again, um, to build a successful business and be happy with where they are.
Wow. I would love to dive into a bit of your journey and how you came to transition, from
Absolutely.
being a language teacher to then a coach, really, or teacher trainer or coach. How would
I would
you?
say mentor and coach, not so much of a trainer. I don't see myself as a trainer, really.
Okay. So
But
how did
maybe
you?
I am. This is,
Maybe you are. It's about the name we give ourselves, right? So yeah,
yeah.
tell us about a bit that transition. How did it happen? What made you want to do both? Are you doing both at the same time?
Absolutely, I
Yeah,
am. I am.
of course.
Um, so I've actually been focusing on teaching without course books in the past 12, 13 years. And I've always been a freelancer. I only worked for schools at the very beginning, but from around 2008, 2009, I became fully independent. And a lot of teachers, that wasn't a thing here. It is a thing now after COVID. Like most teachers, and I'm so happy about that, are independent, self-employed. They don't work for schools, and they're rocking it on social media. And I'm their biggest cheerleader. But it wasn't always like that. And so I was quite unique in what I was doing, also with my methods, experiential teaching, and learning by social interaction. I have a lot of international friends here in Brno, so I would put them in touch with my students, and they loved it. And um, people wanted to know, the other teachers wanted to know how I do all this,
Mm.
being a mom at the same time, and they kept emailing me over the years if I could help them out. And I thought that I need much more, like we always doubt ourselves, I felt like I needed more practice, more know-how to really be able to help them. So it took me years to arrive to that transformation. And finally, about a year before COVID started, I was also helped. I got a kick from a business mentor that I contacted then. I always recommend to have
Yeah.
mentors for whatever transformation you feel you're ready for, because you can be waiting for years. So what you do is amazing. So please keep helping women, and I can see that with my work with the teachers that I work with as well, that it's really helping them. So back then, I shared how frustrated I am that I don't enjoy just teaching and running my courses anymore. And she just listened to me and said, Nina, you're so ready. You're so ready for the next stage. And half a year later, I started my consulting services and opened my platform, my club for English language teaching freelancers. And 2 years, 2.5 years later, here I am. Couldn't be doing anything better. I love it so much. Contacting, getting in touch with people like you and other mentors. It's beautiful.
Wow, I feel vibration in my whole body receiving your energy right now. You seem so passionate about what you're doing. You just went for it. For those of you who know about human design, you're absolutely the embodiment of the manifesting generator. I think what you were saying at oh, I cannot just do that. This is, you're multi-passionate. You need to pursue what lights you up, and you're doing it beautifully. Now, I know it's a question that lots of people have asked you apparently because you just mentioned that, but I have the same question. How the hell do you do it all? How did you do all that being a single mom? That is just incredible. What is your secret?
Manifesting generator.
Yeah, actually, it's actually very interesting to mention that because this is also something that I want to underline. Many people sometimes feel guilty that they don't have the same energy as someone
Yeah,
else, or they don't feel that they're capable of showing up in the same way. We're not meant to each show up in the same way.
yeah,
But
yeah.
still, I think it also required a lot of management skills.
Absolutely. I will give you an answer. I'll give you a longer answer for sure. I put myself first. I put
I
myself
love
first.
that answer.
I know you will. You would. I take very good care of my work-life balance, and of course, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I get like right now, my back hurts because I haven't moved as much recently as I should because I was organizing a big event, my biggest event 2 weeks ago or 10 days ago. And you know how it is when you're in the flow and you
Yeah.
focus. And now I'm again taking care of myself. I go to the sauna, I sleep 8 hours a day. I take a lot of time off. I spend a lot of time in my garden, and I also learned throughout the years, because as you mentioned, I'm a single mom, and I became a single mom when my daughter was 3, and my courses were just starting. I was just starting to build the business, and I think she's also one of the reasons why I built it the way I did, because I knew that if I don't focus on myself and don't watch my energy, I won't have time for my work, my clients, or her. And I cannot choose in between. Like, it has to be balanced. I have to make money, and I want to be a good parent, and I want to be there for her. So ever since then, although I built quite a substantial business, in my eyes, maybe
Oh, in
not
my eyes as
in,
well.
in my eyes.
Let me reassure you, in my eyes as well. I'm like,
I still, and people keep asking me, like, when do you do it all? I used to organize big meetings for my students with my international friends. I now am organizing this conference for teachers. I take care of a lot of things, and still I feel like I have a lot of free time. I do, because I make sure that I do.
yeah, yeah, I love that. It's not about having the time, it's making it, right? And making
Yeah,
yourself.
and I need to spend time with my friends. I need to watch a lot of movies and TV series on Netflix. I need to like just sit and read. I got a library card, and I'm reading like real books now, because after the 2 years on screens, all of us now, first of all, I had to start wearing glasses. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I feel too young for that, but I did. And so I decided I'll read real books, and here is proof. I'm not kidding. Like, look, this is like library books.
Yeah,
So that really gets me, back to my center. Just sit in
yes,
the garden and read from a real book.
that's wonderful. So you've never really had a problem then shifting from work mode, relaxing
Oh, I
mode.
did.
Oh, tell
Oh,
us.
yeah. Oh, you first have to go through the struggle. Like, no wins without struggles. Come on. Like, I had years, maybe until my daughter went to school. So up until 5, 6 years into my parenting, it was constant struggle. And I felt like I was suffering, like, working and nap time and, all that.
Yeah,
and
I'm in
and
there.
and I was sometimes reflecting on how fortunate I am that she doesn't go to school like next door, but it actually takes me like 20 minutes, and she was in a forest kindergarten. Yeah, so you had to leave your car at the bottom of the hill, and you had to go pick her up through a forest. And this was my transition time, when I told myself, okay, you need to stop thinking about work. Now you're back to mom
Wow.
part. And this was so, so important. And I learned how to navigate that, but it took years.
Yeah, yeah, I really feel that, and I see how we need that transition thing at some point. Because imagine for me, I homeschool my children, so we
I don't
live
know.
in the same environment. I change my clothes. This is my transition thing. I will change my clothes and be like, okay, now it's the mom side, so I'm gonna be with them and play with them and go to the park and do whatever I need to
I don't
do
know
with
how you
them.
do it. You mentioned homeschooling. 2 days ago, we were having breakfast with my 12-year-old, now she's 12, 12-year-old daughter. And we were discussing how I was helping her with school. And she said, Mom, you couldn't do homeschooling. Like, I'm glad I go to school. Thank you very much. What a
It is,
compliment.
but
Yeah.
it is not for everyone, and it has to
No,
be a choice because it is very hard, and it is not, you know, a walk in a park every day. It's
no,
not, but it mostly is, and for us, it's more of a it's better for our family dynamic than if they were to go to
and I
school.
admire all the parents like yourself who do that. I admire that. And I again self-reflected on my reaction to that. And if it was
Mhm.
several years back, I would feel so guilty
Yeah.
about her comment, and I would be like, oh my God, I'm a bad mom. But here
No.
I knew as she was saying it, and I was proud of myself that I'm honoring my needs. I know my place, and I'm good with it.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. We don't need to be everything to everyone or to do it all. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And this
Delegating
is,
is the teachers from my teachers club, they will tell you the first thing, the best thing, the most important thing. I always tell them, delegate, 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 please delegate.
so yeah, that's a question. When, how soon or how late did you start delegating then in your business?
Who depends what. I think I've almost from the very beginning.
Really?
I never I knew what I was capable of and what I wasn't capable of. So, for example, building a website, I never did that myself. Quite early on, I got a virtual assistant. I always had an accountant, graphic designers, totally. Now that we have Canva, it's that much easier. But then I see a
Yeah.
work of other people and I'm like, please help me, at least with putting together some templates. Yeah. So I have a lovely friend of mine helping me with that. And cleaning lady. I've had a cleaning lady for both my home and the classroom that's in the same building for about 7, 8 years now. And excuse me, of course, my daughter has a daddy. We have shared custody, and
Mm.
when he's with her, I work more. When she's with me, I work less. So always
Flexibility is always key,
always
right?
navigating around it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I actually just wrote a newsletter about that last week saying how delegating was important and how it was not necessarily something that we're taught as women because we have to do it all and that's how to be a good, full woman. But that is so disempowering actually because we're human and we cannot do it all and there's no shame in that. And it's actually quite the opposite. Being empowered means having people to support you and you're supporting them in exchange. It's a beautiful thing. It took me 5 years to get there, honestly, because I was with that mindset of it was not okay. It's different from you because like I know exactly what I'm capable and not capable of, and I have this tendency of believe I'm capable of doing anything if I learn. So you're going to laugh, Nina. Well, I got married 7 years ago.
Uh-huh.
I was so much into the mindset of I can do everything on my own that I wanted to sew my own dress. I wanted to bake my own cake. I didn't do it, but I almost did. And I actually sewed my daughter's dress. I made it myself. I made my engagement dress myself because I was like, I have to do it all. I made the decorations, the invitations myself for months. And then I became an entrepreneur and I thought, what the heck was I doing? I can
I think you need to learn how to be like okay, I'll have a course on being lazy for the teachers that I work with. I think that's actually
And it
at
is,
the
it
core,
is.
at the core of this. I love to be like, people don't believe me when I tell them, but I'm actually really lazy.
Yeah, no, but it makes total sense. And with that comes the realization that your worth doesn't depend on how much you do or how much you make, by the way.
Yes.
But it depends it's who you are. It's your existence. It's your energy. And I wasn't there on my inner journey. I was thinking I'm worthy because I do a lot and I'm going to show the world how worthy I am. But that is trauma speaking, like for many of us. So
And
is
it, you
go ahead.
know, I definitely had to arrive to that, but somehow intrinsically I think I arrived to that throughout my life experience. Like I had to be very independent. I had, when I was younger, I didn't get help with all these things. Before I started my business, I traveled by myself a lot. I lived in other countries all by myself, and I think that taught me
Mm.
that, you know, I if I as you get older, you have less energy because you have to take care of other things, like bigger things, like paying mortgage and taking care of your kids and being there for your friends. And showing up for yourself cannot be at the last place. It has to be there first. So I could see that now that I have all the that I have all these other responsibilities, unlike when I was just a student traveling around, you know, and I could do, I was so proud of myself that I could do all the, like I would have done all those things that you're mentioning when I was younger. But later you have to
Yeah.
balance the energy. And I just like my life and myself like too much, I'd say.
No, but that's great. That's great.
For,
And for me,
you know,
that's been
sacrificing that.
totally like it's been the journey for me, and I think for many of my clients as well, is learning to love yourself enough that it's you first, and that we go back to what you were saying before. Now, this is really a lot linked to money because take good care of yourself first, pay yourself first as well.
Yeah.
Have you had to deal with that, or are you teaching maybe your coachees how to deal with money mindset?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. I think I had to deal with it at the very beginning, which was almost 20 years ago when I started working as a freelancer, and I had no idea how to go about pricing, but I
Mm,
was so lucky. I really consider myself lucky to have met my business mentor at the very beginning. He runs this platform for freelancers here. In the past 15 years, he's, you know, written books on how to freelance and put together a great community of freelancers. And I was lucky enough to be there at one of his very first workshops where he talked about all these things. And he, like, one of his biggest topics is pricing, financial stuff, and getting testimonials for your work, because that's what sells. And I took and packaging your courses, and I took his advice right from the beginning, maybe 2-3 years into my freelancing, and it made so much sense that I started implementing it in my work. And very early on, I was out of the language schools, I was completely independent, and I like this freelancing life. I like having my own business and being independent because I consider it a game. I think it's like like making money. I get excited not because I want to get all the money so I can buy all
yeah,
these shiny things. I feel like it's a game. Like, hey, can I win this game? You know, it's like some
I
people play
love
video
that.
games. I
You
play
play
the
the money
different
game.
game. I
I
don't do
love
video
that.
games. I just like challenge myself, or not even like myself in a bad way, you know, like, hey, let's do this and let's see. And of course, I've done lots of projects that didn't work out, and that's fine, because I'm just, you know, testing it. And okay, I see rejection, I see this is not my path,
Mm,
so
mm,
I
mm.
go and try something else, and then I just get so excited when it works out.
Yeah. I love how you phrase that because it makes us, it it makes clear that it's never personal.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, and I help my since you asked about my coaches, I help them with this mindset as well, and with just valuing who they are, um, the worth that they bring in. We don't talk just about self-value, but self-worth. They're two
Yeah.
different things. Yeah. And we go deep in that, and we go into money blocks and childhood trauma and all that. I just did a workshop on that at my conference, and there were people crying, and that's
Yeah,
how
it's deep
it
work.
is.
That's the
And
same. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and it doesn't surprise me because we are all women. It was like the most natural thing, like we hugged each other and just no judgment. And I was so happy to see that people feel so comfortable. They can open up and just, let it out, because there are a lot of blocks we
Yeah,
women.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Especially with women. Thank you for mentioning that, and thank you for showing as well, because this is something that I often see as a misconception that, when you speak about, this is one of my big topics in my business as well, money blocks, and I have a whole program
Yeah.
about it. I love speaking about it because it's something that I've had to overcome for a while, and I still do, because I think we're each on our journey. I think it shows up, once in a
I
while
still
as
do too. I
right.
still
It's
do too. I
normal.
I priced my new course high because that's what I like to do, and then I have
Yeah.
doubt.
But that's
Am I good
great.
enough? Am I good enough for
Yes.
this? And
Yes.
then I
Yes.
go,
But it's
Nina. For at first, this is what the price. This is the price you felt you should put on it. Stop sabotaging yourself.
exactly. And it's great that it shows up. It's always an opportunity to see what you can still bring healing and confidence to, because it's really a mixture of two. But what I wanted to say was that how, sometimes people think, okay, we have to speak about money mindset, or we have to work on money mindset and talk about money blocks, and it's all about, yeah, okay, I should price more, or I should price my worth, or yeah, it's about allowing myself to be rich or something, which again, success and being wealthy, the definition of that is going to be different for every one of us, but is also disregarding how this work is really, really deep. It is not something it's like, okay, everyone can make money, yay, or teachers can charge a lot, yay. It is, there's part of that, but that is like the tip of the iceberg. It's like you were saying, it's going back to trauma and your self-image, and how your self-esteem as a child, how worthy you think you are to be alive, to receive, how vulnerable you can be. It's about feminine energy, masculine energy, all of these things. It's so deep that I don't think that most people that haven't started doing this work are completely aware of how much it involves. And I love how you mentioned that you went into that very early on in your
There's another
career.
one. There's another one. Judgment from other people. When I charge this much, what will they say about me?
Yes,
Because they
yes,
say things about us. Like,
yeah,
I've heard it so many times, you must be a million, not billion, millionaire by now. It's like, seriously, how? Do you realize I'm just a language teacher, and language teachers, do you know how much we make per hour? Yeah, but your rates are higher. Are they are they actually 10 or 100 times higher than the average? No, they're not. They're just a couple of 100 crowns, 10, 20 euros higher in euros. And how could I,
but even
be
if
a
you were,
millionaire and I'm
yeah,
a
but that's
single
the thing.
mom?
Like, even if you were, like, how, what does that mean? It's always about the what not the consequence, the conclusion we draw from things. Like, oh, if someone thinks that I price too high, or they cannot afford it, or it's too expensive, it's their projection, it's their
Yes.
perspective at that very moment, and it means nothing about them, and it means nothing about you, or that you priced too high, right? Even if you did, like, I wish you to make millions out of your company. It's a beautiful thing, because when people with consciousness and heart are in power, because money gives you power, we can shift the
Yes,
paradigm.
it's a good thing.
It's a
But
good thing.
I don't know about France or Belgium, Western Europe, what it's really like, but here in the post-communistic countries, because of the transformation of our countries and what we went through in the 90s. There were a lot of business people who, made very easy money, and business people are very often considered thieves
Yeah.
by a regular employee.
Yeah.
So just because I am not an employee and I have my own company, I must be a BIT.
Yes, yes. But again, it's perception of others. And it's, I think for us to be able to not internalize that judgment and know, yeah, it's going to happen. But you know that you're aligned. You know that you're doing things because they make sense to you and you're not taking advantage of anyone else. And it's a very, scarcity mindset of like, if I make money, then I'm taking the part of someone else. And the history is different between, like you were saying, Western countries and Eastern countries in Europe. But let me remind you that they killed royalty in France, right? Because they were taking advantage of the whole country. This is a very, very, it's not the same story, but it's very similar mindset that everyone who is a boss or is making money or is an entrepreneur or even you have a bit more of a luxury car or something like that, and everyone starts thinking negatively of you. We must build resilience
France
to that.
is very socialistic as well. It's true.
Really is. We have one of the highest taxing country in the world, as I'm learning. Like, okay, sure, take 55%. That's fine.
55. Oh my goodness. I always say we live in a very, very good country to do business in. Although people complain, they will never stop complaining. People complain all the time, but I don't know. I think I've been very blessed, and I'm so grateful to be living exactly where I am. And that's how you make most out of your life.
Exactly. And, even with
your blessings,
absolutely,
whatever you have, and just, like go and spread your talent with love. And don't mind the people who judge you, because as you said, it has nothing to do with you. And they are actually sharing a lot of stuff about themselves. Since we're talking about money, I always tell the other teachers, why do you care when other people tell you that you're too expensive? They're telling you about their financial situation, and you could just, reply with, well, thank you for giving me so many details about your life. That I didn't need to know. This is a bit snarky, but like when they say, usually it's usually relatives or your high school friends, people that
or even like colleagues that you started off with the same.
Whatever it is, and they make these stupid comments like, oh, you're too expensive, or you must be a millionaire, and like, thank you for telling me what your situation is.
Answer with a smile on your face.
I'll be fine. Thank you.
Thank you. What about taking it as a compliment? You're so expensive. Thank you.
I actually do. I do. But of course,
it is. It's a compliment. It means that you're prioritizing yourself. And it's not necessarily, like you said, it's not because you charge higher that you necessarily make tons of money. Maybe you just have more free time.
Yeah, I always do this exercise with the teachers. Do you want to sell Levi's jeans, or do you want to sell H&M jeans? You choose. You choose. And when you go to a Levi's store, do you expect H&M prices?
Yeah.
So it's that simple.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. You want to deliver quality. Quality comes with a price, and it's the quality of your energy when you are with people, when you're producing things, when you're creating products or everything like that. The best energy comes because you have the best self-care practice, and that comes from pricing.
And you need money to be able to have work-life balance.
Yes.
If you want me to deliver top quality, I need to have time to recharge. I need to go on holiday. I need to go to the sauna. I have to have a cleaning lady. I need to have all these things that we talked about so that I can deliver the best service. And that's how it levels up. And
yes, I love that. I think it's a great conclusion.
Common sense, people. It's common sense.
Yeah, but we don't always think this way when we start. And I see how so many people, think, okay, I'm charging this much, and then one day I will have enough clients that I can hire someone and I will charge higher.
No, 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 no. When you invest in your business, sorry to
No,
interrupt
no,
you.
go ahead. I was
When you
prompting you. That's
invest
great.
in your business, it always pays off. But this is exactly what I did at the beginning of the pandemic when I lost a lot of clients because they felt like they won't be able to afford it, and we couldn't do the courses offline, which was my main
Source of
income
income.
source. Experiential courses, people didn't, women of moms of kids had to be with their kids at home and at the same time managing their work life, everything online. They didn't want to come to our experiential courses online, so I lost a lot of business. And if I had that mindset that, okay, now I don't have money, so I cannot afford to invest in my business, I would have lost the game. And I don't like losing the game. So sometimes you need to invest, even if it's risky. And it's not risky because it's proved all over again in my life that every time you invest, I invest in my business, you invest in your business, it pays off. So I paid for a business mentor, for more hours of my virtual assistant time. I paid for more teachers to come and help with what I needed to do. I paid with my time. I never worked this hard in my life, and it paid off. I saved my business.
Yeah,
So invest, 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 because it's
that's
gonna
the way
pay
to
off.
go. Yes.
It is the way.
It's like the ebb and flow, right? There's no water to come in, there's no water to come out.
Oh
I
yeah.
love absolutely what you have shared with us. So much wisdom and inspiration. You truly are. I think you know, but it's always good to hear.
You are as well. That's why we follow each other. Yeah.
Thank you
You
so
did, and
much.
I have to say, because this is not our first time doing an interview. Last time I interviewed you
Yes,
for our Teachers Club, and it was such a successful interview. They loved it.
I'm so
Many loved
happy.
it. Yeah.
So happy to hear about that. Thank you so much, Nina. Is there a last word of wisdom you would like to
Yeah.
share with our audience?
Just believe in your beautiful selves, please, because you are unique. There's no one else on this planet like you. And without you, we couldn't have the things that you offer. We each have a talent that we and gifts that that's why we are here on this planet. So don't be afraid to share your gifts, because just babysitting in the corner is not gonna do much, and show the dance that you can, so show your dance to people, please.
I love that. Thank you so much, Nina. And I'll see you
Well,
around.
thank you
Oh,
for
wait,
inviting
before I
me.
let you go, where can people reach you out? I forgot to ask you. Where?
Absolutely. Well, probably Instagram would be best at the moment. Nina English, Nina English.cz. That's my Instagram for my school. And if you want to go and follow my Teachers Club profile, you will see the link there. It's based in the Czech Republic, but we communicate in English mainly. So you'll see the at Klub Lektorek Angličtiny there as well. So
Wonderful.
Instagram is probably best.
Yes,
Yeah,
I will add the links.
I'm all over social media, but this is where we met. So let's invite people to Instagram.
Yes, great. I will add the link in the notes of the video. Thank you so much, Nina. Have a
Thank
great
you.
rest of the day. Bye.
Bye.